Alright guys, welcome back for the second part of this Dreamcast collection video that I have. I just got done talking about NHL 2K2 and Jet Set Radio, which was that cell-shaded video game. Very unique at the time. I never got into it. I wasn't a big fan, but definitely, had it, still have it, and now I have a perfect backup for it since the disc is damaged. Sega GT is pretty much Sega's answer to Gran Turismo, but just prettier. So if you like those types of racers, pick that up. That is a great game to have. Sega Bass Fishing, another arcade title. There is an accessory out there that is a fishing rod accessory that you can use with that game, so check that out. Virtual Tennis is a absolute classic. Lots and lots of fun times with that game. That really made tennis games fun, and really put virtual tennis on the map, and just a lot of fun with that game. F355 Ferrari Challenge, that is another racer, in the lines of, not necessarily, kind of like in the middle between arcade and simulation. It wasn't too much simulation, it wasn't too much arcade. But very pretty game, very pretty game. If you want to show off the power, with a racing game of the Sega Dreamcast, then you show people that. Sega Rally 2, good game to have. Fun, another arcade. Daytona USA, Star Wars Pod Racer. That's the best looking Star Wars Pod Racer. There is a Nintendo 64 version. You want this one. This one looks better. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Mortal Kombat Gold, Grand Theft Auto 2, UFC fighter game, Blue Stinger, which was a launch title. It's like a, what's it called, a Resident Evil clone, but I don't want to say clone because it wasn't exactly like Resident Evil, but it was similar, kind of like an action horror kind of game. We have Power Stone 1 and 2, and Tokyo Extreme Racer, Test Drive 6. Very fun games. These two are just a blast to play, especially if you have two or more Sega Dreamcast controllers. Get a couple of friends over and just go to town, have a blast. These are two fun racers here, especially, this game is like almost all at night, if not the entire game is racing at night, and it's just a beautiful game. Four Wheel Thunder, 18-wheeler, which is like, I don't want to say it's like Crazy Taxi, but the graphics are like Crazy Taxi, but with trucks. So, fun game there. House of the Dead 2, if you have a light gun, you want to make sure you have this game, though you can play with the controller, it's still a blast. Crazy Taxi 2, it's self-explanatory what that is. NFL Blitz, and there's the boot disc. NFL Blitz is a good game to have, especially, it's just a fun game. Let's see here. Thought I had a couple of others. Yeah, Plasma Sword. And what else do we have here? San Francisco Rush 2049. So that's it for the Sega Dreamcast collection. Actually, no. I do have a keyboard here. Sega Dreamcast, excuse me, sorry guys. The Sega Dreamcast launched with a web browser, and if you bought the official Dreamcast magazine, usually, in every issue there came a demo disc, and inside the demo disc you might get a free game of Sega Swirl, the full game. There's a couple of times where it was just a demo, but I actually have the full game of Sega Swirl. But inside the demo disc also, every demo disc was an updated version of the web browser. So you can actually browse the web on the Dreamcast. Again, if you're, following the Dreamcast, of the Dreamcast, you should know that it has a 56K modem standard inside the system. So that Dreamcast was the very first time I was able to game online at home, and also for the very first time gain access to the internet in my home. Actually, there was AOL that we had, but to be able to access the internet from your console was just revolutionary for me and millions of others. So, you know, picking up this keyboard was ideal because, you know, typing, you know, web addresses and many other things using the web browser and the controller was not fun. So I kind of I passed on getting a mouse only because I had a for navigation, because I have the controller, so that works just fine. But there's a Sega Dreamcast keyboard, just like a standard PC keyboard, just with the Dreamcast logo and input. So yeah, I mean, Sega Dreamcast $99.99 is when it was released, and what a memorable time it was. Not only for me, but for the entire gaming industry. And yeah, it'll be forever hooked up in my living room. If you consider yourself a gamer, you know, who appreciates older generations of games, you know, and you don't have a Dreamcast, you're slacking. You need to go pick one up. Usually, you can find one for, you know, anywhere between $40 to $60, if not cheaper. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm trying to get better at these videos, trying to get some more out quicker. And again, thanks for taking a look, and stay tuned. I got some more collections I want to go over, and see you next time.